Last Tuesday, Stephen Shapiro, the National Legal Director of the ACLU, visited Hoff Theater to educate students about the ACLU and its future.
Well, Steve Shapiro, the legal director of the National ACLU, gets up every morning and he doesn't just think about Maryland or a state, he thinks about the whole country, and he goes to work. And he and his staff of 90 attorneys have been holding their, well, I don't know, holding the finger in the dike is the right metaphor, Steve, but they have done amazing things. They have made a mark for the ACLU, no longer just nationally, but actually internationally.
Roger Baldwin, who was the founder of the organization, who appeared in that movie both as a young man and then at the end of his life, was still around when I first came to the ACLU. He was no longer the director of the ACLU, but he was still around. He would end every speech that I heard by saying, as Robert Louis Stevenson said, "It is better to travel hopefully than to arrive." And then he would say, at the age of 90, I am still traveling hopefully, and so is the ACLU. And both parts of that sentence, I think, are important. It is important to travel hopefully. You can't do this work, I think, unless you travel hopefully. You have to be an optimist. You have to believe in a better future. But it's also important, I think, to recognize, as Roger certainly recognized, that you never arrive. That we are never going to live in a country or a world that provides absolute freedom and absolute equality. And that the freedom and equality that we have achieved are fragile achievements that need to be renewed from generation to generation.
He also spoke about the new Supreme Court Justice, Sonia Sotomayor.
As a Latina woman who has suffered much of her life from a serious physical disability, and that combination of traits, I think, in her gut, enables her to understand what it is like to be the victim of discrimination in a way that I think will greatly benefit this Supreme Court.
And he had this message for students.
Because this is the world that they are going to inherit, and they ultimately are responsible for continuing this legacy of freedom in this country, and we cannot maintain it unless we're prepared to fight for it, and the fight is now becoming theirs.